Hello, and welcome to Rethinking Our History, where we seek to shed a light on events that have been forgotten and covered up, and to make us all question how much do we really know about our history? I'm Felicia.
And I'm Ian, and we are here to reveal all the sordid details of history that have been swept under the rug. Get ready to get angry, be curious, and maybe have a laugh or two as we rethink our history.
Hello, friends.
Hey guys.
Welcome back to another lesson, number 72. This week we're going to be looking at a topic that many people probably have not heard of, with such events such as the Satanic Panic and the Red Scare in our history. But Satanists and communists were not the only targets of a moral panic. In fact, this mass hysteria, known today as the Lavender Scare, happened at the same time as McCarthyism and the Second Red Scare.
Hmm.
Except the target this time was the queer community that worked for the federal government.
Oh boy.
Gay men and lesbian women were said to be quote unquote national security risk and communist sympathizers, which led to them being fired from their government position.
Oh my god. I'd be so pissed off.
Yeah. Their reasoning being that due to the stigma around being gay people would be more vulnerable to blackmail.
What the fuck?
This so called scare showed the country that it was okay to persecute gay people. Former Senator Alan K. Simpson said this about the operation, quote, "The so-called Red Scare had been the main focus of most historians that period of time. A lesser-known element, and one that harmed far more people, was the witch hunt McCarthy and others conducted against homosexuals," end quote. McCarthy. I don't actually know a lot about McCarthy
Yeah.
or McCarthyism, but I know I don't like it.
Yeah.
Before we even get to the 1950s, U.S. institutions had systems of regulations, tactics, and personnel in place to uncover gay people they would use during the Lavender Scare. This was part of a general expansion of the bureaucratic state where institutions would categorize people as fit or unfit. Gay people were put into the unfit category with the likes of people who were labeled as criminally insane or morally depraved. Just because we're gay.
Right.
Okay. When the Cold War began in 1947, the State Department began to run programs to, quote, rid the department of communists and homosexuals. They also made a set of security principles that would make someone unfit to work for the federal government. Quote, under the criteria of the State Department's security principles, disloyal persons included communists, their associates, and those guilty of espionage, along with persons known for habitual drunkenness, sexual perversion, moral turpitude, financial irresponsibility, or criminal record. End quote. Moral turpitude? The fuck does that even mean? With the addition of sexual perversion, this made discrimination against gay people policy. Between 1947 and 1950, over 1,700 applications were denied merely due to the allegations of being gay.
So they didn't actually have to be gay.
No, sir. Oftentimes, the language of these policies is vague. Instead of coming right out and saying homosexuals, they use words like moral weaklings, moral risk, or undesirables.
What the fuck?
Calling them quote unquote security risk was just a step below calling them communist.
Right.
Back in 1940, before the State Department got involved, the U.S. military had already developed policies that would target gay men and lesbians. President Roosevelt and his selective service advisors were convinced of the need to screen potential soldiers' mental health. This was not done to make sure sane people were joining the military. It was done as cost reduction so they would not have to pay as much to rehabilitate returning veterans.
All right, then.
They said, hey, if we don't send crazy people out there, they won't get crazier and we won't have to spend as much money on them. Like, really? You're still going to have to take care of them because they're killing babies.
Right.
Initially, there was no direct reference to being gay, but that would change within a year. These new directives introduced the idea that queer people were unfit to serve in the military because they were mentally ill. This was better than the way they had been criminalizing homosexuality to this point. Being gay had first been criminalized during World War I, and during World War II, regulations were solidified, and by 1943, queer people were banned from all branches of the military. There would be loopholes that could be used when the need for soldiers was high, but they were ordered to rat out any of their brothers in arms if they suspected them of being gay. What is it Kim Mortal says in one of her songs? Something about turning people into robot cops. Brains whitewashed.
Right.
Love Kim Mortal.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, really, anybody had to do is like mention something that somebody else didn't like.
yeah. Oh, you're gay. Oh, you listen to rock music. Oh, you drink. Like, you smoke a little cannabis.
Right.
World War II had a huge effect on queer culture, especially in DC, with the influx of people coming to the area due to the New Deal. This, of course, sent some quote unquote Americans into the tailspin. Quote, this visible homosexual subculture seemed to prove their suspicions that the war had loosened puritanical moral codes, broadened sexual mores, and certainly represented a viable threat to ideas of puritanical gender roles, heterosexuality, and the nuclear family, end quote.
Oh,
Like,
no.
okay. At the end of the war, as families were reunited, a narrative emerged promoting idealized versions of the nuclear family, traditional gender roles, and being straight. In February of 1950, Senator McCarthy claimed there were 205 communists working in the State Department. Undersecretary of State John Parafoy claims 91 queer people were allowed to resign from the State Department, with only 2 of those being women. From this, President Harry Truman was accused of not taking the quote unquote threat of homosexuality serious. In June of 1950, the Senate launched an investigation into the government's employment of queer folks. Though it would take 6 months for the results to be released, federal job losses increased due to allegations of being gay from roughly 5 a month to 60. So 60 people a month. How many fucking people work for the goddamn government?
A lot.
Is my question. You just letting go 60 people a month and somehow you're still able to run?
Right.
What? McCarthy hired Ron Cohen as chief counsel of his congressional subcommittee. They, with the support of J. Edgar Hoover, the leader of the FBI, who I will be covering in a future episode, because wow, what a jackass he was,
Yeah.
went on a firing spree, letting go dozens of men and women from government employment.
Didn't he have like ties to the mob?
He had ties to a lot of shit.
Right.
They also used allegations of homosexuality to strong arm their opponents. By the time Truman was leaving office, over 425 employees had been fired.
Jeez.
Yeah. McCarthy was the one who really pushed the communist and gay theory. One time he told reporters, quote, if you want to be against McCarthy boys, you've got to either be a communist or a cocksucker, end quote.
Huh. All right.
So, just because people don't like you doesn't mean they're communist or gay. It just means you're an asshole.
Douche canoe.
This persecution of the queer community made it seem like if you were gay, you were a communist. To avoid this, men began taking measures to ensure they could not be accused of being gay, like not wiping their own assholes. Because that's gay. They made sure they were not seen in pairs, and many began to add their sexuality when greeting people. One such employee who is unnamed would often say, quote, hi, I'm so-and-so. I work for the State Department. I'm married and have 3 children, End quote. Like, yeah, that's not a surefire indication that you're not gay there, buddy.
It's true. We know a guy.
In 1953, Executive Order 10450 was signed by President Eisenhower, setting security standards for federal employment and banning gay people from working in the federal government. This order would cause over 5,000 more people to lose their jobs with the federal government, including private contractors and military. This order not only expanded on Truman's loyalty program, it added new regulations and policies to quote unquote detect and remove queer people. This included looking at places people often went, such as gay bars, and if you were not found there, but a friend or a relative was, you would often be found guilty by association.
Wouldn't that all in all, though, like weaken the military? Like getting rid of like
You
a
would
ton of
think,
people.
you would think. It would only take a few years for state and local governments to also put policies such as this into place, putting the employment of over 12 million government workers at risk.
Jesus.
They were forced to sign oaths stating they were not gay in order to get or keep a job. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll sign it. No, I'm not gay.
Sitting here thinking like like the ungay Pledge of Allegiance. Like I pledge of allegiance to of the non-gay
Yeah.
United States of America.
Yeah. While being gay was seen as a moral failing by the government and much of the public at the time, it did not stop straight men from trying to use homosexuality to get out of being drafted for the Vietnam War.
You want to kick me out? All right.
You're like, oh, me? You want me?
Bye,
I
motherfuckers.
took it up the butt last week. I can't. I can't. Sorry, I'm gay.
We're gonna bomb
Uh,
children. Shit, I'm gay.
yeah, I'm gay. They would often lie about being gay, would pretend to be flamboyantly gay, and even get notes from psychiatrists. Doc, can you write me a doctor's note?
I feel like I want to wear a dress all the time.
I mean, just rock your kilt, man. This did work some of the time.
I'm just saying, like the guys in the military.
Yeah. This did work some of the time. It didn't work every time, and quite a few of them were drafted anyways, either to fill draft quotas or because they did not believe their claims.
This drill sergeant's like, "You're not wearing a dress. Pull your pants up like a big boy. God damn
Right.
it."
It would take until 1973 for a federal judge to rule that someone's sexual orientation could not be used to fire them. In 1975, the United States Civil Service Commission announced they would look at queer applicants on a case by case basis. In 1995, it's only been 31 years. Bill Clinton rescinded Executive Order 10450 and replaced it with the don't ask, don't tell policy when it came to admitting gay people into the military.
Bill Clinton's like, "I don't care what you are.
He's like, I'm over
We
here
need
trying to,
we need people."
I'm over here trying to groom this 20-year-old.
Mhm.
I don't care what you do.
Right.
He further removed the language about sexuality when he signed Executive Order 13087. In 2017, the order was completely repealed when Barack Obama signed Executive Order 13764. What are we up to, like 15,000 executive orders now?
Yeah.
With that jackass in office?
Probably.
Though the actual scare did not last but a decade or so, the effects of it can still be felt today.
Oh yeah, they're trying to do the same shit today.
Of course, they've been trying to do the same shit. Much of the noise over visibility for the queer community comes directly from this time. And of course, I'm not talking about queer people wanting to be seen. I'm talking about those who complain about having our lifestyle, quote unquote, shoved down their throat just because we exist and we have representation.
Right.
Oh no, heaven forbid.
I think the only difference now is you have like highly decorated, openly gay military people
Mhm.
and the rest of the military community is like, "You're gonna get rid of my general?
Right.
What the fuck?
Just because 'cause they're gay.
I no, no, I need him. Like, he's good at what he fucking
Right.
does. Like, no."
Well, and the thing is people are like, "Oh, well, it's just in the last 50 years or so you really see." No, queer people have always been there, folks.
Yeah.
From the beginning of time.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Most, uh most, ancient cultures, like, worship well, they set, queer and transgender people on a higher standard
mhm.
of what they do a normal cisgender person.
Like, I saw a video the other day of this one comedian, and I can't remember her name, Ange? I think it's
Mhm.
Ange, Ange. Um, but her dad was talking to her, and he was like, you're a woman, but you've got male traits." And he's like, "It's kinda like the Hindu gods.
Yeah.
They're kinda the same, like, they're both male and female, and they have both traits." And
Yeah, it was that one YouTuber, the ginger chick, um, what's her name? The beautiful badass chick that
I
always
don't know.
talks about, like, stuff. Anyways, she was talking about how a lot of their gods, they were transgendered.
Mm. Or even just, like, non-binary or gender fluid, you know?
Yeah,
They'd just be like, "Oh, I'm a woman today, and I'm a man tomorrow." Loki gave birth, y'all.
yeah,
Loki had children.
right.
So, there's that.
He might have been transgender,
No, he was gender fluid. He was like, "I'm a man today, and I'm a woman tomorrow, and Imma give birth to this horse and dog."
but, like, it just shows ancient cultures were like, "No, there's nothing wrong with that."
Yeah. But those are the ones they call uncivilized, and yet, you know
That same YouTuber was talking about how men, you know, till, like, a certain era, I think it was, like, thousands or I forget what, year it was, but they would dress, like, overly flamboyant,
Mhm.
like, all the time, and it wasn't until, like, modern age to where, like, they wore black and white or suits,
Yeah.
instead.
Well, I mean, even in, like, William Shakespeare time, like, women weren't actors.
I mean, look at Blackbeard. Blackbeard was, like, dressed completely
Lord have mercy.
flamboyant, and people were scared as fuck of him,
Like,
but he wore this big red coat, like, with feathers and hats and, like
women weren't allowed to be actors back in the day, so if you had a woman in the play, it was a man.
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, high heels were created for men, makeup was created for men, everything was started for men, and y'all have devolved to where you won't even wipe your own buttholes because it's too gay. You laughing, but, like, this is a serious issue.
That's crazy.
There are men who will not wipe their own assholes or wash their own assholes because it's gay,
Shoo.
and that's what women have to put up with.
That's fucked up.
And that's how you know sexuality isn't a choice, because how you gonna be attracted to that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, well, there are people who
Booty
still
sweat.
hold on to McCarthyism and the intolerant attitudes against the queer community. Y'all just leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just leave us the fuck alone. Just let us live. We
Yeah.
ain't hurting nobody. Ugh. So what do you think about the lavender scare, Bill?
It's, I mean, it's still happening.
It
Like,
is
it's
still
crazy that
happening.
it's still happening. Like, come on, people. Let's evolve.
Yeah. It's
Cause
been 60 years since this shit started,
right.
and it hasn't gotten any better.
Also, side note, there's a band called Purple Scare on Bandcamp.
That's nice.
It's got Midnight. What's her name from the Ponies?
From the ponies.
Midnight Starface. No,
Oh,
uh,
which one?
the purple one.
Oh,
Twilight
Twilight
Sparkle.
Sparkle?
She's on the cover.
Oh, Lord have mercy. That's so funny.
Makes me want to go check them out.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode or found it enlightening. I don't know. Just like queer people, be queer people. They
Yeah,
ain't hurt nobody as long as nobody's diddling kids. I don't care what the fuck you do.
right.
I don't care. God. All right, guys. Y'all have a good week, and we will see you guys later.
Be kind to each other.
Love you. Bye.
Love you guys. Bye.